This is ANN News Brief.
Mozambicans have gone to the poll on Tuesday. Voters started casting their votes in the country's general elections that could test a fragile two-month-old peace deal between the ruling Frelimo party and the opposition rival Renamo. President Filipe Nyusi, who is seeking a second term, has cast his vote at a polling station in the capital Maputo. His party Frelimo, that has ruled the nation since independence from Portugal in 1975, is hoping to beat the main opposition party, Renamo, again. Nyusi asked the citizens in a speech on television to refrain from violence during today's election. Political parties have also been warned against incitement to violence. Meanwhile, security has been beefed up at polling stations in gas-rich Mozambican northern province, Cabo Delgado. The troubled province has borne the brunt of attacks staged by a local Islamist militant group. The regional police command has also called on villagers to enhance surveillance in their neighborhoods in order to prevent attacks on election day. South African former President Jacob Zuma is expected back in court today, Tuesday, to answer corruption charges against him in KwaZulu-Natal province. His lawyers say Zuma will appeal a high court decision to deny him a permanent stay of prosecution on fraud and money laundering charges relating to a $2 billion arms deal. On Friday, High Court dismissed Zuma's application for the case to be dropped. Zuma has denied the corruption allegations dating back to the country's largest arms contract in the 1990s. A constitutional law expert at the University of Cape Town, Professor Pere DeVoe, says Zuma's chances of success, should he decide to appeal, were slim. The former president is still popular among the ruling African National Congress, ANC. His supporters have arranged buses to pick supporters and transport them to the court area. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
At least 2 persons are reported killed and several members of the opposition parties arrested on Monday in Guinea's capital, Conakry, during a protest against a constitutional review that many fear would pave the way for President Alpha Condé to extend his time in power. Protesters burned tires and clashed with police on Monday in the first of a series of planned demonstrations against a possible change to the constitution that could lead to the president's third term. Several civil society leaders had been arrested at the weekend over plans for the protest. Many shops, schools and businesses are shut and roads are mostly empty. Homes of the 2 main opposition politicians, Sindia Toure and former Prime Minister Seleo Diallo, are currently surrounded by police and gendarmes. Protesters demonstrated across the capital and security services were out in force, breaking up makeshift barricades and making some arrests. 81-year-old Condé's second and final 5-year term expires next year, but the leader has refused to rule out running again. He had asked his government last month to look into drafting a new constitution. An opposition leader says 2 demonstrators were hit by gunfire from the security forces, both of them civilians. A government official says authorities could not immediately verify the report and were investigating. That is the ANN News Brief. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Ademi.